Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. What's up, people? It's your boy Levelhead. K-Bump 20, -1. He may show up a little later, I'm not sure. But what's up, K-Bump?
Yo, man. Good, man. A little tired, but, doing good.
Okay, all right.
J.O.B. got to put in some extra time. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good today, man. Doing pretty good.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the early night. See, yeah, we are pulling a Wednesday night because I can't do Thursday night because I won't be here. So I wanted to talk Tears of the Kingdom, man. I didn't want to wait for a whole week to talk about this game. So we decided we'd jump on Wednesday. Hopefully y'all are not too shocked by our early, one day early podcast. But hopefully Keith can jump in here. I'm going to see if he going to come or not. But yeah, welcome to the show. Got a lot to discuss. We have played. We have lost many a times. This game is not easy as I was thinking. It's not as approachable as Breath of the Wild. They turned up the ante on me. But anyway, welcome to the show. Let me check one thing right quick, K-Bomb. Let me send this to Keith, see what's up. But you can talk to the people, man. Go ahead and let them know what's up.
Nah, man. I got a chance to check some things out. I got a chance. There's actually a guy at my job that is a big Nintendo fan, and so he was very excited for the Tears of the Kingdom coming out, and I got a chance to talk to him on a yesterday. Kind of get some updates, understand some things, and kind of get his viewpoint of Zelda and the new game, and to see what he thought about it. So I don't have first-hand experience with Tears of the Kingdom, but I have been keeping my eye on some of the videos, some of the podcasts, some of the reports, and from a friend's first-hand experience who is probably. No, he's not a gamer like that level. I wouldn't put him that high, but he's
not a gamer anymore, man. I'm shaming myself. I'm not a gamer anymore.
Yeah, you still.
I can't carry the title no more. I'm just a person that turns on systems for a couple hours a week. I ain't a gamer no more.
Compared to this guy, you're a gamer. You're a gamer. This guy, he still has his gaming system is a Switch and a 360. So I still will put you in that category of a gamer. But yeah, he's a dad that kind of has to get an hour in at a time. Doesn't really have that time to sit down and plop down like K-Mom and do 3-4 hours of gaming in a session. Maybe an hour here, hour there. And so I got a chance to get some insights from him. So about this Tears of the Kingdom. So yeah, I'm ready for the conversation.
Okay. So I'm waiting on Keith to see if he available. He wasn't for sure. Cause I need him, man. I need to talk. But anyway, welcome to the show. Drop them bombs on him.
But we got.
K-Bum, I'm gonna need you to say, but we got Tears of the Kingdom, though. I need you to do that. I need that.
I don't know. Nah, I don't give you that.
But we got
Tears of the Kingdom, though.
I can give you that one, buddy.
But anyway, man, welcome to the show. I'm here, my boy here. Hopefully he keep coming because we need to talk. But I have played a good amount of Tears of the Kingdom. And I can say for sure this is an awesome game. So we got to get into it. I don't have a lot of time on tonight, so it won't be no hour and 30, hour and 40-minute podcast, maybe about 45, 50 minutes. So let's get into what you've been gaming on, because that's all I'm going to be talking about. Let's go. Yeah. You know what time it is. It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On. Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on. My bad, Nia. Welcome to the show. Nia is in here.
Man, bro.
All right, Nia. All right. So you said you didn't get a notification. We ain't popular like we used to be. We working on it. But welcome to the show. And whoever else is tuning in on tonight, welcome to the show. But Mr. K-Bum, what have you been gaming on, my friend?
Yeah. So what I've been gaming on. So let's go ahead.
If you say
and
Tears
knock
of the
it out.
King, I'm gonna fall to the floor. You better not say Tears of the King. Go ahead.
Man,
Listen.
I have been playing on. Yeah, I ain't touched no Tears of the Kingdom. I am going to touch on some things that kind of reaffirm that I shouldn't touch Tears of the Kingdom. From my conversation with the buddy of mine, so we'll touch on that. But let's actually talk about the topic and what I've been gaming on. So I've been putting some time in with FIFA as usual, Overwatch as usual. Did not get a chance to do Last of Us this week. It's been kind of a busy week, so did not get a chance to dip my toe into that. But I did get a lot of time. I'm about 5 hours into the story in Star Wars Jedi Survivor, so I did get a chance to get a good amount
Okay.
of gaming with that, and so it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm liking it so far. The story isn't a banger yet. It still has some training wheels on, so it's still just putting along. You don't really know. You're not really given enough reason to be doing what you're doing. So I'm just tagging along at this point. But the combat system is pretty good. I'm still trying to learn it. I'm still trying to understand the moves because there's when to force pull, when to push, when to use your certain stances with a single blade, double blade, then the two individual blades. So I'm still trying to understand that, and since it is a soul like game, right? So you do have to be very mindful of your health. Very mindful of your surroundings because things pop up to try to slice you up all the time. But I'm doing pretty good. I've died maybe 4 times, maybe. No, I'm gonna say about 5 because I think 3 of those times was against the boss. So maybe 6.
Okay.
Keep going up. I keep going up. But no, I'm getting better at the combat. It's taking me some time to kind of get into the rhythm of it. But I think once I get into the rhythm of the combat, I'll be a little bit better. Right?
Okay.
And but I'm not playing on the hard level. I know last time I kind of turned it up, and it had a pretty rough time. So I'm not turning it up on the hard level. I'm kind of keeping it on the whatever standard level you get when it comes on, whatever Jedi Knight, I think, or something like that. It's the standard level that has a little bit of gameplay. A little bit of story and a little bit of difficultiness. I don't need to prove myself, but I'm not. It's not easy, but it's not on the super hard. So it's right there in the middle, so I can enjoy the gameplay and not have to continuously yell at my screen for dying. Like I'm hearing about Tears of the Kingdom, but we'll touch on that a little bit later. But that's pretty much what I've been gaming on. I put a good amount of time into Jedi. I'm enjoying the game. It's pretty fun. The visuals are nice. The gameplay. I haven't really seen a lot of the issues. There is a little stuttering, but I haven't really run into a lot of bugs or a lot of the gameplay issues. It's mostly on the PC side. There's a little on the console side, but a lot of that issue was PC.
Okay. All right. As for me, I have been gaming on what we're going to be talking about tonight, and that is Tears of the Kingdom, the greatest game to ever be created. That's what they're saying. I'm not going to say I'm saying that, but I'm saying it. Did I say it? I think I did. Anyway, so I've been playing that, and I'm going to have to say it is an awesome game. What up, Dark Sun Ryder, man? Welcome to the show. Been a minute since I seen you in here, bro. What's good with you? What's up? What's up? Anyway, so I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom, and K-Bum, we got a lot to talk about. I don't want to talk about it too much here, but I'll say this. I've been enjoying it. I've gotten through the kind of plateau part of Tears of the Kingdom because they start you out in the sky. And I've gotten through that introduction, kind of dealing with the first few shrines, because shrines return, and getting acquainted with your new abilities and getting the chance to get down to the surface and explore Hyrule. And it is a lot of engagement with what they call them, what they call them characters?
NPCs.
NPCs. I always forget the M. The NPCs is a lot of.
Sorry.
Is it NPCs or M?
Non-playable characters.
Non-playable. Okay, NPCs. Slap yourself. You should have been know that. Anyway, so I always forget that first letter. I always go to PCs. I'm like, well, that ain't it. Anyway, so a lot of NPCs. Non-playable characters, y'all, just in case y'all didn't know, like me. There's a lot at the beginning of this game that was not like Breath of the Wild, right? A lot. And I'm going to try not to spoil too much. A lot of what I've experienced, well, no, that's not true. I've experienced a lot that they did not show. But one of the most challenging parts of the game was what they showed, that first base where you're trying to light up the tower, or not light it up, but you got to do something with the tower there. And man, this game is brutal. So I'm gonna save a little bit of mine for that, but that's mainly what I've been playing on is Tears of the Kingdom. It is living up to everything that we believed it was going to be. Is the visuals are nice. It's not. I would love to have gotten this on a stronger system. Switch 2 Nintendo, but
right.
I must say I'm not really tripping off of the 30 frames. I thought it would bother me more. It has not. But we got to get into some of the things on here. Man, I wish Keith was here because I know there's some parts that he would love to talk about. But anyway, so. That's what I've been gaming on. Of course, y'all know that. So, do you just want to jump into it?
Speaking of 30 frames, actually, that's what I've been gaming on with Jedi.
Why 30 frames? Why not 60?
Because it's not good. The 60 frames per second. It's not a good 60 frames per second game.
It's not
the performance
stable.
mode. The performance mode is not stable.
Okay.
It says 60 frames per second, but you're pretty much playing at 40 most of the game.
Dang.
So it's not. They actually Digital Foundry actually said they actually prefer the
30 frame.
The quality mode.
Okay. So that's 30 frames. So that's with the
that's 30 frames per second.
With the
and it's
ray tracing and everything.
Well, actually, and that's the thing they were saying. Ray tracing is on regardless.
Oh, okay. That's
even
probably
if
why
you go performance.
Yeah. That's probably why performers ain't acting right. Because normally they give you that performance mode, then they give you that kind of blend, like it's performance and ray tracing, and they kind of do something. I think they take it down to 1080p or something. And give you the 60 frames.
The resolution drops.
Yeah,
and usually the ray tracing drops. But for this, it is the resolution that drops, but you still keep the ray tracing because it's very vital to the game, right? So I don't know how much screen reflections that they did in this one, but a lot of it's still ray traced. So you're still getting the ray trace. So like Nia said, it's not a smooth 60 frames per second on the performance mode, and so that's why they actually suggest go ahead and do the resolution because you're going to get you're pretty much going to get what you're looking for, which is 30 frames per second with some slight drops, but mostly 30 frames.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I plan on getting that down the road. Keith ain't going to be able to make it, so it's going to be me on tonight, and we'll pick it up again next week. But I just could not skip this week and not give you my thoughts of this game while it's fresh. I couldn't wait a week. So, K-Bum, you're going to have to bear with a brother on tonight. I will Nintendo your ears up tonight. Just let me have my moment. You can tear me down next week. I just wanted to jump on to talk about this game. So, y'all ready? Y'all ready to talk about it? Let me see in these comment section. Y'all ready? If y'all ready, put a 1 up. If y'all want me to keep just filibustering for a little bit, I'll put a 2 in there. Either way, we finna talk. We finna what you laughing at, K-Bud?
What's the part of the pose?
Hey, I'm just trying to see if they ready. You know, I'm ready to talk. Okay.
Man.
So, what the Dark Sun Rider
This
said?
dude.
Bayonetta 3 and what does that say? Raven
Lock.
Loke? I don't know what that is.
Oh.
You put 3, so Bayonetta 3. We're not talking about Bayonetta 3, Dark Sun.
What?
Oh, they got that 60 frames per second, right?
I did ask the man what he's been gaming on, so that's kind of why he's.
Okay, my bad,
He's
Dark
running
Sun.
those
Let me
off.
slap
I did
myself.
ask him what he's been gaming on.
That's right.
Answering
I'm
my
reading.
question.
I'm seeing you writing in the. Okay, Dark. I slapped myself, Dark Sun. Don't.
Man,
that's my
funny.
bad. K-Bum to let me know what's going on. So he said, I'm still very early because I just started yesterday. Is there going to be spoilers? No, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to talk about what I enjoyed. Now, I may talk about the intro and how the game start with the story. I won't go into details. Is that cool? I'm gonna give you time to respond, Nia. If you experience that, then I'm not gonna spoil anything. So, but I am going to talk about this intro to this game. Not really spoiling, but just talk about it a little bit because it is fire to me. So just let me know. Am I cool to talk about the intro? Yes or no? Put a 1 up, 2. Because we're not going to be here long tonight. I'm going to give y'all a good 45 minutes of glee. K-Bum going to let me live, and then he going to tear me and roast me next week. Is that fair? Because he already got me in the comment section. I ain't looking for it to happen tonight. So he said, that's cool. Okay, thank you, Nia. All right. All right, so this game, K-Bum, is a problem. And I'm going to explain why. Remember when me and Keith was talking about, and Keith asked the question, do we think Tears of the Kingdom is basically making Breath of the Wild like a tech demo, right? Remember we was kind of...
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, and it seemed, well, I think we came to I think you defended and said, I don't think we should do that to Breath of the Wild. Remember you kind of said something like that.
Yeah, absolutely, I said that.
K-Bum, I'm going to have to say, I think Keith was on something, bro. I think Keith was absolutely on something with Breath of the Wild kind of being a tech demo, kind of figuring it out, and Tears of the Kingdom being the actual, we figured it out. Bro, when I tell you that even though there is a lot of similarities, there's a lot of, I've been here, experienced that feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, when I tell you there is total new, like this is not Breath of the Wild. Bro, listen to me when I tell you. This doesn't feel, it feels Breath of the Wild, but it doesn't have the same energy. It's something else that Breath of the Wild did not give you. First of all, the introduction is retarded. Now, I'm going to tell you, I know you coming from a PlayStation and the storytelling is very well produced in there. So I know for you, this would not, you'd be like, I've experienced better. So I'm not saying that. But for Nintendo to start a game with this much character development and building, story development, not character development, but story development, it was absolutely unexpected to start this game like this. So, of course, you've seen it in the trailers. Zelda and Link is exploring beneath Hyrule Castle. They're going down there because there is a space down there, or is under there, that they have never explored, and they were told not to explore it. It was all in like faint history and word of mouth type of information about this place. So they didn't know anything about it, and they were forbidden to go down there. Well, Zelda being the princess and her father being dead and all the things happening, Zelda wants to know, because they're investigating. They're trying to find out what this place is, and where this what they call it, gloom. That's what they call it, calamity now. They calling it gloom. Nintendo could have been a little bit more creative than that. It was kind of corny. But so they're trying to explore where all this gloom, you get it, gloom is coming from, right? So that purplish black stuff you see seeping up is called gloom. What we formerly knew as calamity and that stuff is called gloom now. So they're going deep into the basement or the underbelly of the castle to explore the source of, Nia said, the fog. Absolutely, Nia. That's right. It's definitely fog. So purple fog.
Purple haze?
Yeah, so yeah, they should have kept the calamity jargon. I agree. The gloom is really trying to, Nintendo got to tell you what they trying to make you understand. This is the gloom and the doom. But anyway, so you get down there, man, and Zelda is kind of narrating or telling you what's going on, kind of telling you the history and what she heard and the mystery and all this type of stuff, and why we need to explore. We got to go deeper, Link. And she's reading the hieroglyphs, and she finds out that it's the Zonai, and she walks over here and she investigates that. And K-Bomb, this is the opening, and you walk, and it's just not. I don't know about y'all. It just doesn't feel Nintendo-like. It feels like the concern we had about the narration and how the story is going to be told. This ain't it. This is different. So
I have a question since we're here.
Go ahead.
And I haven't seen his intro, so I'm kind of coming from a place of I'm blank, so I'm kind of a blank canvas. But just answering this question, I probably know the answer, and I probably believe it's a good answer. But is it voice acted?
Yes, it is.
Oh, thank you, Lord.
Now,
okay.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Don't get too happy. It is, but don't get too happy. Okay. Don't get too happy now. So it is voice acted.
Okay.
And it's not.
So, oh Lord.
So it's so
why
let me
making me read.
You gonna be reading, bro. It's gonna feel like you're reading a novel up in this, but a whole bio. It's gonna be a lot of reading, but so it is voice acted, but not. It give you that initial few lines and bars to set everything up, and then
let me rant really quick. Man.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna let you have your moment. This is gonna be a very positive.
Don't kill, because I think I'm going to good. Okay, go ahead.
A very positive Nintendo day, but this is your biggest title, probably in the entire Switch catalog. This is your biggest title, and you can't give me full voice acting.
Nah,
this is possibly the biggest game Nintendo has ever created, and you still can't give me full voice acting. Ugh.
Right. Dark's right. Right. It is a reason it's called gloom. They could call it calamity too, because it was a calamity. But anyway, we building there. So
all right, go ahead, man.
I'm with you, K-Bomb. Absolutely. I found myself kind of upset that they didn't fully voice act.
Sorry, Dania throwing the jabs in with the Xenoblade being
I
fully
just
voice acted. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, they should have talked to them before they made this. Anyway, go
yeah.
ahead,
So okay. So Nintendo missed a great opportunity to really blow the lid off of this game. If this game was fully voice acted, it would be almost too much for the senses. I'm gonna be honest, because even though it's not fully voice acted, it's voice acted enough that you would give it a pass. You reading a whole lot, but it's voice acted where it needs to be voice acted. So,
all of it need to be voice acted. Sorry.
I agree, but where the essential parts is voice acted to where you ain't got to read text. Man, so you going into this, she reading all these hieroglyphs and these stones and these statues, and it's kind of dust. It's almost like you in a pyramid, and it's darkly lit, and you seeing all this stuff, and it just sucks you in, man, and it's not rushing. Like Breath of the Wild was like, you wake up, Link, get the tap, you get the what is that thing called, the Sheikah Slate. You get that, you touch the thing, Link, you must, and you go over there, Link, and then you run out. That's not this. This is story. Let's set up story. Well, absent in Breath of the Wild is present here in Tears of the Kingdom. So you getting that, she reading, oh, this is the Zonai, and this is what my father told me, and she put the torch up to the wall, and I'm kind of familiar with that sign. I'm not sure what that is. I've got to research that and go through so you keep walking, and then she comes up to another, and then we got to go deeper down. We got to figure out what's going on. I know my father doesn't want me down here, but we got to figure out what's going on with this gloom. Bro, I'm cutting through some stuff. You find out, if you know anything about the lore of Zelda, and this put a smile on my face, because we did a podcast with Triforce Johnson way back in the day. You was on it with me.
Way back, yeah.
Way back in the day, and he was doing Zelda lore, and he talked about this particular event that he wanted Nintendo to deal with that they hadn't touched on since Link to the Past. It was talked about. Bro, it shows up here. They talking about the very thing he was talking about. And man, he was spot on. They bring in that situation, that event. I won't tell you what it is. They bring it in, and how they bring it in will, man, it floored me. I had to literally put the controller down like, oh, that's what Triforce Johnson was talking about. Oh, they doing that. And so you see the hieroglyphs, you see Ganon, you see all that. They showed you this, but you don't know what it is. You mean, if you really know what you're looking at, you would kind of have an idea what it is if you're a real Zelda nut. But if you're really not, you won't know. They showing you a very a very big event, a very pivotal. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Pivotal event that happened in the history and the lore of Zelda. They show it to you and they bring it in, and like Leah said, I gasped. Man, I literally applauded. Like, oh, I started doing that right there. It chilled me, bro. I'm like, no, they ain't doing this. So you got to go deeper. Zelda running around screaming, and she excited. It's like, bro, they doing it up major. Like, this is not Breath of the Wild. So then you go deeper. Then you see more of the gloom, and you go deeper, and you see more of the gloom, and Link get out in front. And bro, you see them. The same thing you saw that they already show, we already know. So it ain't no secret. We've seen it. Bro, but how they do it, I ain't gonna expose it. But the dialogue between Zelda and Ganon at that beginning is a freaking problem. How they did it. It was so not Nintendo, man. It was creepy as heck. It was creepy. It made him look so like this dude is finna be a problem. And I just got gassed up. I'm like, oh, I'm ready for this. And then the situation happened. The events set off. Everything started to take place. I let y'all experience that on your own. I let y'all hear the dialogue on your own. I let y'all see how it all happens. You've seen it. It ain't nothing secret. We've seen it in the trailers. But this is the moment. It's right there at the beginning. But it's more to it than what you've seen in the trailers. It's more to it than the hand on his chest. There's a lot going on in that scene. Now, I don't want to amp y'all up too much and then y'all see it and be like, oh, this wasn't. No, for level, this was bravo. That's how you open the game. You saw what I put in the comments. I said, bro, that's how you open a game. It sets you up. The story set it up. Not it. Like I said, this was not an awakening like in Breath of the Wild. This is an event. So that all happens, and then a situation happens where it sets you up to why you gotta kind of build yourself back up. I'm not going to explain that. You've seen a little bit of it. Nintendo really has shown a lot of the intro or the beginning of the game. So, bro, you get out on the islands. K-Bum, I don't know how Nintendo is pulling this off on this little system. I don't know how they doing this.
How they putting off on this mobile game, on this phone game,
on this Band-Aid with a couple of rubber bands and some some paper clips. I don't know how they doing it, but
gotta give them credit, man. They whatever engine they created for Breath of the Wild sounds like it's holding up. Because even the guy that I talked to,
Nia said, did you notice the Zonai's name though? See, I'm gonna say this. I know, but I'm not as, what's the word? I'm not as in the know of the knowledgeable. There you go. I'm not as knowledgeable about the lure of Zelda like to that depth. I knew this because of being in that podcast with Triforce Johnson, and he broke down so much stuff, and the way he told it, I remembered it. I retained it. So when I saw what I saw on the murals and Zelda was reading it and saying what it was, it blew me away because I was like, oh, that's what he was talking about. And I kind of from there got into the lure and started finding out things. But you had to kind of tell me because I'm not for sure. I saw the name, but I don't know the significance of it. So yeah. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. I did know that, and I don't know. I'm trying to keep this. What time? It's 33 minutes. I'm gonna give y'all another. I may give y'all another 25, 40, 30 minutes of me geeking out. But so
geeking out.
Let me say this: this game clearly is tying in Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword. All these games is going to be tied in to this world. It's letting you know that this game comes way after. We thought this was earlier in the storyline or the timeline. No, Breath of the Wild happens way after. That's what's so dope is when we thought this was like right after Skyward Sword, no, what they're showing is this is thousands of years after all of Ocarina of Time and all them events. That's what made it. So this is, so all this technology and all the stuff we seeing makes sense because this is so many years removed. Because Link was asleep for 1,000 years, if I'm not, or 100 years. He's either 1,000 or 100. I think it was 100 years. He was asleep in Breath of the Wild, recovering for 100. So we don't really know how many years have passed since Ocarina of Time link to this link. And that was a revelation because we all thought Breath of the Wild was before all that. So, man, K-Bum, they hitting you with a lot right there in the opening. So then you get out there and you begin to interact with the, so it was 100 years. Thank you, Nia. You can begin to interact with the, what they call them things. Dang it, I should have wrote this down. You interact with, they got a specific name for them, the little robot that tends to this kind of heaven world, because that's where you in. You kind of in this goddess God world.
It's not the Guardians from Whatchcall, right?
No, it's not the Guardian. It starts with a they got a word with for them. I think it starts with a C. I just can't. That's why I wanted Keith here, because some of this I knew I wasn't gonna retain. The zone out devices, but the robots you talk to, Nia, the robots. What are they named? What are they called? Because some you fight, some kind of aid you. The constructs. There you go. The constructs. You talking to the constructs, and man, it's just too much, man. It's look. Let me just tell you, the game is fire. The game is fire. I don't want to say too much because I see people dipping in and coming back because I think I may be spoiling stuff and they don't want to hear it. So I leave it at that with the intro. So the game is, it really, K-Bum, I can't, K-Bum, it's just hard. It's so layered. Like, being in the sky is his own world. Even though you can see Hyrule, you can see the land.
Yep.
It feels totally different. Then you get to Hyrule, and there are so many NPCs that you talk to that, you know, in Breath of the Wild, K-Bum, you can run for a minute and not see nobody. Not this game.
I know.
Yeah, not this. When you get to Hyrule for the first time, you talking to so many people, and they launch you into event after event. But then you find out, which we knew, but actually going to explore it, there's a whole underworld. And every part feels distinctly different than the other. So the sky doesn't feel like Hyrule, and Hyrule doesn't feel like the underworld, and the underworld doesn't feel like Hyrule, and it doesn't feel like the sky. It is massive. And so when you get into underworld, it operates different than the sky and Hyrule, the land.
What you mean?
So under there, first of all, there's no light. And there's no healing. Okay. You cannot heal in the underworld.
Really?
No. So any heart you lose, you can't eat. I don't think you can. You may be able to eat food and get it back, but there is no way to regain life. And once they take a heart, once they hit you and you lose that heart is gone until you get back to the surface. It darkens out. So you can't. So if, like, you got 4 hearts and let's say they hit you.
You can't eat something to replenish it.
It ain't going to replenish. The bosses down there are kind of corrupted. They are kind of calamity corrupted. And they operate, but there's other things down there that you never seen in Breath of the Wild. Like there's other creatures and things. Like it's a lot of new boss types, and there's a variety of different types of I don't know, the enemies or whatever. And like when you go into the cave, there's like this glowing frog thing, man, that was spitting bubbles, and it's different. It's freaky, it's different, it's kind of out the box, and it's hard. Look, y'all, hear that? I died, and I'm not even proud to say this. I literally just beat it about 2 hours before I came on it because I was not coming on here not beating this thing. I was trying to take over this camp of Bogoblins, I think, or Bogoblins, and they had about 6 of them, 6 other smaller ones, and a big, giant Bogoblin. they killed me at least 30 times.
Jeez, bro.
They don't wait. Like in Breath of the Wild, everybody waited their turn. If you was fighting, one would swing at you and you can kill it, then the other would come up and try to do his thing. Nope. They all swinging at you at the same time. They don't care. They throwing rocks. They throwing boulders. They shooting arrows. They throwing bombs. They fusing stuff like you fusing stuff. And you be thinking you can get away. You forgetting how to get your arrows out. You just ain't equipped. You ain't equipped. You running out of stuff and I don't want to spoil the story, but your weapons is a reason why. And this is another thing, K-Bomb. There's a legit reason why you have the fuse ability. What you say, Nia says, then the map marks where you die. Yeah, and label RIP. Yeah, and I did it a lot. So it got an X there, and where you die, put an X up, letting you know how trash you are. But anyway, so they make even the fuse mechanic have meaning. It ain't just we just gonna throw it out there. You can do whatever you know. There's a reason why you got the mechanics. There's something that has happened to all the weapons. I'm not gonna explain it to you, but something has happened to all the weapons for why you need fusion, the ability. The dude is man. The game is problem. So let's go through the tools. You got the Ultra Hand, which allows you to build things. You have the Fuse, allows you to make weapons and fuse things to your weapons. You have Ascend, and then you have what's the other one you have? Recall. Now, I'm gonna tell you the truth.
I gotta get some credit by getting some of this stuff right.
Yeah, you do, man. Let me give you a shout out on it. That's right. So we about to get out. I want to go in so hard, but I'm trying to save enough for when Keith get on here, I can still talk. I just want to let y'all know I'm enjoying the game. I'm being very vague and I'm talking around in circles. I hope that this is still letting y'all know I'm enjoying this game. So
I think we get the gist.
Okay, so so let me explain. I'm not using Ultra Hand as much as others are using it. I like it. It's dope.
You're not building mechs?
No, I'm being honest with you. I haven't.
You're not building mechs, bro?
This is what I like about it. You really don't have to use Ultra Hand. It's a kind of get out of jail free card. If you can figure out ways around things. It's there if you want to, but you don't really have to do it. You could do it the conventional way. There are so many ways to approach a situation that you really don't even have to use. You're going to have to use fusion, but at the beginning of the game, a lot of people that's using it because it's there to be used. Even the same thing with Ultra Hand, but even with Fuse, you don't have to use Fuse, but it's there if you want to. So I haven't honestly been using neither one of these mechanics a lot, but I realized that's why I was dying so much.
Got it.
So what I did was I had some Zonai devices, and I don't want to spoil nothing. I let y'all figure that out on your own. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not. Nia, is that a spoiler, Nia? The Zona? Yeah. Anyway, so it's a lot I don't want to say because I know this game is early. So you get these devices that you can fuse to your stuff that's considered Zona devices. So in order for me to beat that stage and get through that part, some said, how about you fuse that fire torch to your shield so when you block and it shoots fire and you get extra hits on the enemy while you're trying to dodge him. So I was like, I ain't even think of that. So some said, yeah, let me do that. But I put that thing on my shield, man, I beat it. Before I was getting whooped every time I turned around somebody. But that extra hit and that extra drainage of their energy without really trying, like, because when you block it, it's shooting fire out. Man, Dude, oh my God, the game is just too much. It's too much, man. It's too much. Your boy is overwhelmed. You got this underworld, you got Hyrule, you got the sky. You don't know where to go. It feel like Netflix when you first get Netflix, and you be like, "What movie I'm gonna watch?" And you got all these movies, and you just feel like, "Oh, I don't know what to choose." That's how I'm feeling right now. I don't know which way to go. I don't know if I should go over here. I get over here. I get me a horse. The horse acting stubborn, but I'm loving it. I'm loving every freaking minute of this game.
You McDonald's, you're loving it.
I'm loving it, K-Von. The game is amazing, y'all. This is Breath of the Wild on steroids. This game is a testimony to developers who love what they do. Now, my only complaint, if I had some complaints,
come on,
is
be honest with us.
I wish it was on a more powerful system.
Wow.
I do. I'm not gonna lie. The game is not ugly. It's a beautiful game, but this game was asking for more power. If this game was running at 60, go ahead.
They could have got more unique things. That they could have done a little bit more with maybe combat AI.
No. That's hard. That's hard. This is what they could have done.
No. I'm just saying. Because just saying looking good, like, because that's the thing people yell at PlayStation. You know, that powerful system just to look good. I mean, how is the power affecting AIs? How is the power affecting the things that you can create and do? Like the biggest selling point for what's that game? Ratchet and Clank for the newest system wasn't that they can do ray tracing. It was the instant teleportation across the map, or the flipping of the universes, the rift in time. Right. That was the biggest selling point for the power, was to be able to do that. So that's kind of what I'm asking. Like, what, outside of graphics, how
could the power?
I'm not saying that it's not a great game and that it's not doing a lot of things great.
Honestly,
but what else could they squeeze out of it if they have more power, other than just looking better?
As far as what you're saying with the AI, I'm not sure. I'm going to read this real quick because it's two funny comments up here. First of all, Dark Sun Rider said, my cardio top notch in this game. All I have been doing is running from fights. I know exactly.
I've been running all my life.
That just let me know I don't have to feel bad because I was running. So Nia said, my biggest complaint is not fully acted. That was where I was about to go next. And Xenoblade spoiled me with narrative. So I agree. And I don't know nothing about Xenoblade and its narrative, but I agree with the fully acted. So to answer your question, K-Bomb, I don't know in the sense of what you're asking how the more powerful system could change, because I'm still in the early stage and the AI is pretty smart, man. Like I said, they don't wait for you to beat one and then they take their turn. No, they all come at you. They sense you quick, like you can't hide from them. They own your tail. They throwing rocks. They throwing boulders. They shooting arrows, and it's relentless. It's hard. So as you can see, Dark Sun Rider said, I've been running from every fight. They hard fights. This is not Breath of the Wild. So I'm not sure how more power would have helped that. I'm pretty sure it would. But what this game need was, you could tell the visuals want to do more. Like, this game has the potential to be drop dead gorgeous if it wasn't for the limitations of the system. When you running and you see Link hair flowing and you see the grass and you see the lighting and all the stuff they are pulling off on this weak system, and Digital Foundry talked about this. They even said, and it's kind of what I meant to bring up last podcast. And I was watching, and I was reminded of it watching another video. Digital Foundry said this game, Nintendo pulled a bait and switch on us. They pulled a Watch Dogs on us. The footage that they showed when we first seen the game, and you see the basement and Link them with the bulls walking under the under the Hyrule and all that stuff, and you see the mouse run off the steps, and you see now they caught in gloom going up the steps, and we first see Ganon. They said that footage is way more graphically presented than what we got. Like the graphics are not even close to what they showed us. They said Nintendo either pulled a bait and switch and that's running on something else, or they extremely downgraded the visuals. Now he said not that doesn't look bad, but it's clearly not what they showed us when we first got the trailer for this game. And they also said there's in-game footage that's way better than this. So it's clear to me that Nintendo put this game on the Switch because they got 100-something million users, and they know they're gonna sell a lot of games. They already done sold 10 million. I think it was either you or Keith put that up in the chat. Nintendo could have helped this game, and in the back of my mind, now that I'm playing it, I kind of wish they would have waited into the new system. But they knew it's just too many Switches out there. There's too much money to be made. They gonna make all the money, and it's worth $70, bro. It's worth everything they're asking for. But if I'm being honest, people, this game deserves more power. This game is amazing. I'm gonna leave it at that. I haven't even scratched the surface of this title. I haven't done much of nothing, and what I've done is a lot, and there's nothing. I went through the opening tutorial. I opened up 2 towers in Hyrule, and I explored the underbelly of Hyrule, and I haven't done anything. And I've been playing for this has been at least 6 hours of gameplay, and I have done nothing in this game but die and get mad. My favorite power is fusing the arrows with the different items in your thing. That's the most gratifying feeling ever, to just see what it's gonna do. It's something crazy just to see. Okay, if I put this on my arrow, what is that gonna do? And you just figure it out. You just see, so that'll do that. That'll do this. That'll do, man. I gotta give Nintendo claps on this game. It's a good game, K-Bum. It is just being held back from its full glory because of the Switch. Go ahead.
So I do want to kind of bring something in. Because, no
I
game
can't
is
go into
perfect,
detail, y'all, because I don't want to spoil nothing. So I'm trying to save some conversation for me and Keith when we can get all together and talk about it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
My earphones went out. Go ahead.
Things I wanted to say, because we all know no game is perfect. Everything has its flaws and blah, blah, blah. But I was talking to my buddy, right? And he was kind of bringing up, he loves the game. He thinks it's amazing. He played Tears of the Kingdom.
My earphones went out. Just a sec. Say it again. Your friend said what?
All right. So my friend was saying that, he played Tears of the Kingdom. This game is amazing. He's not, saying this to shortchange what the game is, but he has some issues with it.
Okay.
There's some issue with it, and this kind of piggies on what was stated earlier today. I don't know if it was yesterday or today, but what was stated earlier, and I don't want to get too far into it because I know we want to get out of here in a bit. But one of his main concerns, and it was because of, as I said, he's a father. He has like an hour amount of time. Is one of his first concerns is that, and like I said, he loved Tears of the Kingdom, but it's open world, and it takes a lot of time. You kind of said you can do these things and get nothing done.
Bro, I just said it's overwhelming, man. Like I gotta give him credence to his concern, bro. It's a lot. This is a lot of game. Like Breath of the Wild was a lot of game, and you got 3 other spaces to explore that's almost equally the size of the main of Breath of the Wild. The underworld, from what I understand, is just as expansive as the surface land. Now the sky is scattered out, but it's so much of it, and I just don't even know. I haven't even went back to the sky yet. That's how crazy it is. I haven't went to the sky since I got to Hyrule.
Really need a turn to suck it up and play.
Go play
Oh, that's
Skyrim.
funny.
HD
He's a
Land.
Zelda fan. He is a Zelda fan. So
No, but I feel him though.
Take that the way it is.
I feel him though.
That's funny.
And Keith said the same thing. It is Breath of the Wild didn't feel overwhelming to me, but it's like it was a lot. But you knew it's just the land. It's just that you run and you see what's there. This game, you look up, it's all kind of stuff in the sky, and you look down, there's all kind of stuff in the horizon on the surface, and then you running past all these pits that you're supposed to go. And it's like, where do I start, and how long is it going to take me to cover all this stuff? No, bro, legit, it's overwhelming, and I feel them. That was one of my. And well, let me be honest. And I said it y'all saw me say it in the comments, but I say it here. I was overwhelmed. I was literally like, man, this is making me feel uncomfortable. Like, am I gonna really be able to explore all this? And like when I was saying I'm gonna be playing this for the rest of the year, I was joking. No, I feel like I'm gonna be playing this all the way through to 2024. Like, it's a lot here. It took me to get off the plateau, the Great Plateau type part out of the sky. It took me like 3 hours to get off of that. Especially trying to get to the shrine in the cold area. And I did the exact same thing I did in Breath of the Wild. I took a torch and just ran and kept eating food and ran to the shrine. And then I happened to be watching a video, and somebody talked about the clothes, and I went and found the clothes, and I got the clothes where I could actually run around that area and explore it. There's still stuff in the opening area that I got to go back to do. Like there's a boss up there that I had to go back to beat it because I couldn't beat it. A cube boss, and it was. So not like Zelda, not like Nintendo. It's like I said, there's so much here that, and I don't want to go. I want to go into details, but to go into details is spoiling. So I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to talk without saying more.
Oh, talking code. I understand.
Yeah,
So
so
I got another piece then. Because we kind of talked for a good little minute, and I kind of got his understanding and how he feels about it, because he was very excited over the weekend. So I kind of got an update. So another concern of his, because you've kind of already went over a lot of the positives that he agreed with as well, but I kind of want to share his concerns and kind of see how you feel. He agreed with you about it being hard. Right, and I heard from him. He said he's died many of times, and part of it is because the amount of hearts you have at this point in the game is very low. The enemies hit pretty hard, but one thing he brought up was 2 things he brought up. One thing he brought up, and I'll say both and give you a chance to kind of talk about it. Okay. One thing he brought up was that they have the fusion, but the weapons still feel just as fragile. Right, you do have this new mechanic. They do kind of feel fragile, and they don't hit hard. Right, that was his first complaint. And also, he said he feels like his words. He said he feels like they put more emphasis on cooking. This game, they put a lot more emphasis on cooking because he said he had to go back several saves. He was fighting the boss, and he didn't have enough food because you can't cook while you're fighting the boss. Right. And so he couldn't, he couldn't beat the boss because he wasn't he wasn't equipped, right? He didn't have what he
Right.
needed to be the boss, so he had to rewind in a couple of spaces, and then he said he had to cook up some meals and stuff like that, and make sure he had all that ready to go before he took on the boss, because otherwise he just got his butt kicked, right?
Right.
So the things he brought up, like I said, as far as
I
his,
agree.
if he had a complaint, was the weapon. Yeah, the fusion is dope. It does some awesome things, but it's still kind of fragile, and it doesn't hit hard. And also the emphasis on cooking, he wish they would give you an easy way to cook, right? Like they would give you like
But they
some
do. They
static
do.
recipes,
They do.
or suggest, or something. I'm referring to like suggest recipes. Like this is for a good thing. This is blah 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 blah. Instead
They
of
do that.
you
They
kind of
do
have
do
to
that.
figure it out. Okay,
Oh,
okay.
they
So
do.
that was
They
his concern.
It depends. I don't know who he's talked to in the NPCs, but if you talk to the right NPC, they tell you what to make and how to make it. And I've talked to one, and he's not lying. You got to store up on something to eat to get your energy back. There is no hearts. These jokers hitting. I got 4 hearts right now. I can go get a 5th one. I gotta go find a shrine to give my orbs to, or my lights to. I may go back up and there's a warp to that one to get a 5th heart. They one-shotting you. I'm not talking about the big boo goblin. I'm talking about a regular boo goblin with a bat. If he hits you, you dead.
Jeez.
Now you fighting 6 of these jokers. You miss, or you don't block, or you don't do a good dodge where you can get the counter, you dead. If you don't have food and you forget that in your hand, man, my hands got tied up trying to put my arrows out, and I threw my weapon and pulled out ultra hand and got hit with a boulder. Like, doggone it. It's L trigger, not right, left. Come on, man. Then I go back in and my arrow break mid shot. I throw a potion to get them to fight each other, and my arrow break, and I'm trying to remember how to arm another born arrow and get hit with a boulder. Like dying left and right, or I throw a bomb. That's really what was killing me. My own bombs, throwing my own bombs. I'm too close, and it killed me. The game is relentless, man. It's hard. So he's right. You got to store up on food. If you I went and I saved this dude. I can't remember what he was doing, but I ended up saving him, and he gave me all these different foods and potions and all that stuff. He said, that's not good enough. I'll give you this. Oh, wait a minute. That still ain't good enough for what you did with me. So he gave me like 4 different items of food. And so when I went to clear out the base, that's how I survived it. I kept eating my food. I ate all my food up, bro. Like 4 plates. I ate all of it to stay alive. And still barely beat that big boo goblin they charge you. They be on you like white on rice. They be on you like apple bottom jeans on thickness. I'm telling you, bro.
Lord have mercy.
I stole that from
The
Kendrick
biscuits.
Perkins. I'm not gonna. I can't take credit for that one. But what I'm saying is, bro, the game is hard, and it's a good hard. It's a needed hard because I can tell once you get powered up and you get weapons, you're gonna be a problem yourself. Now,
Yeah,
as far
they
as
gave you a lot of weapons, so they kind of
Yeah.
turned up the difficulty, so it's not a cakewalk,
Right.
Because they gave you a lot of freedom and a lot of power, and so they turned up the system so
right,
that
because
you
it's
can
gonna be
walk through the
you
game.
need to balance it. So when I put that blowtorch on my shield, I went through them jokers. I went through them quick. I didn't think I was going through my menu and I saw I got a blowtorch in a Zonite device, a blowtorch, and I fused it to my shield, and that's how I beat him. I was like, oh man, I should have thought. So the game is forcing you to strategize. You just can't go in there because you Link and you gonna just beat. No, they fighting different. Now they assuming you're gonna use these techniques. Now with the fusion and the weapons, he's right, but it goes into why fusion is there in the first place. Something has happened to the weapons. I don't know if he told you. what happened to the weapons. I'll tell you when we get off. But something has happened to the weapons. All the weapons. To where they're not like in their original state. Put it like that.
Okay.
Which fusing them will make them more powerful and make them more durable. So you're dealing with hampered weapons all around in the beginning. None of the stuff is good stuff. It's terrible stuff. So that's, I don't know if he explained that to you, but that's why the weapons are trash right now.
Okay.
And I think what's going to take place is you're going to have to find a lot of Zonite weapons that haven't been didn't go through what happened. So put it like that. I don't want to spoil nothing, but I that's as much as I can say. I think that's kind of giving it away, but I hope I ain't spoiled that for nobody. But we an hour and 5 minutes in. I'm gonna end it here. But yeah, man, I'm gonna say, man, over this weekend, I'm gonna get a lot more into this game. This game is hard. This game is challenging. But it's fun. It's beautiful. I haven't been anywhere, y'all. Real talk. I haven't even made it to. It's like 5 spaces I got to go and explore. And I'm thinking these are bosses and dungeons. I haven't gotten to one of them because I can't, bruh. it's a lot. So with that being said, any other questions, K-Bomb, or we can get out of here. Hopefully Keith be here next week and we can be back on our regular schedule and day, and we can really go in a little bit more. But I believe this is definitely better than Breath of the Wild. This is definitely one of the greatest games ever made. Is it the greatest game ever made? I let y'all be the determiner of that. I haven't played every game, but this is definitely one of the greatest games ever made.
His man said, I ain't play every game, but
yeah, so I can't really say that. But anyway, any other questions, K-Bone?
No, that's pretty much touches a lot of that I wanted to talk about. I told the guys to bring up some of his concerns on the podcast, and I'm, happy to hear, some of it is, you got to play more of the game. You'll find stuff you can do on the go, like Nia said, and recipes. So it's a lot to the game, and it seems like everyone doesn't have the same experience, and it's kind of like the same thing for Breath of the Wild. Every person that played the game kind of had a different experience, depending on. I know we talked about how you got off the plateau. Everyone kind of had their own story on how to do it, but yeah, it sounds pretty good, man. Like I said, it sounds fun. People are having a blast and enjoying the game, and I hope they can continue the success on the next Switch system and Nintendo system, and I hope it comes with some power attached to it. So we'll see about that.
Nia, you're gonna have to hip us to this cooking on the go. You got to explain how you do that. Hit us up on Twitter. And let us know how you do that. That way we don't spoil it here. Because I want to know how you do that. Because, this game is forcing you to do all those things. If you didn't like cooking, you're going to have to cook. Like in the original
that was
right.
That wasn't my concern. What I hated from the last game. And
I
heard that, I was like, I'm definitely not getting this one.
In the original one, you didn't have to cook. They can tell you that. You didn't, and I'll say this, you don't have to cook in this one if you stack up on your apples and mushrooms and all that. But if you learn how to cook, it will, I can tell they forcing you to use all this stuff. They forcing you to, because I'm be honest with you, I forget about a sin. I forget that I even have that power. And I'll be like, how am I gonna get up there? Oh, yeah, I got a sin. Like, bro, it's so much, man. But the game is amazing. They definitely gonna port this over to whatever's coming next. But I do like the fact, and we'll talk about this next week. Anuma said this is the formula going forward.
Yep.
Like this is how Zelda will be from here on out. So people who want that old formula, Anuma's like, nah, we ain't going back. We ain't looking back. We going forward. And I'm in agreement. This is how Zelda's supposed to be. It's giving you that old school Zelda in Breath of the Wild universe, and I'm all for it. I'm just ready for it to see it in the glory that we should be seeing it in. This game should look like Ratchet and Clank to me. As far as visuals, if it looked like that, this game would be a absolute problem, because it already is. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in on tonight. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Well, not same time, on Thursday, 8:30 or 8:20. That's when we normally start getting things kicked off. Keith Norris will be back. K-Bum will be back. And preferably I'll be back. And we'll see y'all on the flip. Anything else, K-Bum?
Nah, that's about it.
Switch to 2024. We with that, Nia. We with that. All right, y'all. Till next time.
But we got smash, bro. But we got smash, bro.